Comparing functions, lesson 13 notes. Example number 3. Marcus graphed the function shown below. Anna wrote the equation of a function, also shown below. Which function has a greater y-intercept? So now we're not comparing rate of change, we're comparing the y-intercept. Your y-intercept is the b in the equation. Your y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So to find the y-intercept, we have to solve for y first. So write down this and write down this. All right, let's start with Anna's function. So if I want to solve for y, let's go ahead and box our y term. All right, and we're going to get rid of the 12x using the inverse operation. So I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides. We've done this before. This is nothing new. So I've got negative 3y equals, bring down the negative 12x first. These are not like terms, so I can't combine them. I want to bring down my variable term and then my constant term. The last step would be to divide everything by negative 3. Again, we've done this lots of times. So the negative 3's would cancel, and we would have y equals 4x minus 2. Negative 12 divided by negative 3 is 4. 6 divided by negative 3 is 2. So now what information do we have from this equation? What information do we have from this equation? Well, we know that our rate of change, I know it didn't ask for this, we're going to write it down anyway, because in the worksheet, one question will ask you about rate of change and the other question will ask you about y-intercept. So we're going to go over both. So the rate of change for this problem, or your slope, is the 4. Your y-intercept, which is b, is the negative 2. Right? So if you don't have that all written down, pause your video, make sure you get all of that written down. So again, I got the rate of change right here. And then I got the y-intercept there. All right, so we did that for Anna's function. Now we need to do the same thing for Marcus's function. Well, the y-intercept is extremely easy for a graph because it's where the graph crosses the y-axis. That is his y-intercept. So that would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So Marcus's y-intercept is negative 4. Let's also find his slope, though. So I'm going to pick these 2 points. This would be my rise. This would be my run. So my rise is 1. My run is 3. Again, we've done all of this before. None of this is new. All right, so my rate of change, which is my slope, the rise is 1, the run is 3. Okay. So now we need to compare them. Well, if we were comparing the rate of change, which one is greater? Anna would have the greater rate of change because Anna's rate of change is 4 and Marcus's rate of change is 1/3. But they're asking us to compare the y-intercept. So I would like you to underline the word greater twice. And then underline the word y-intercept. now we're going to compare them. Okay, so for Marcus, his y-intercept was -4. For Anna, her y-intercept was -2. Again, we have negative numbers. So when you have negative numbers, that's the number that is closest to 0 that is greater. So Anna's function has the greater y-intercept. Anna's function has the greater y-intercept. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and answer example 4 while we're at it, because example 4 says, what are the ordered pairs for the y-intercepts in example number 3? What are the ordered pairs? Well, if you remember, for the y-intercepts, you don't have to write this down, I just want you to look. I wrote down 5 different points here, and I wrote down they're all y-intercepts, and I wrote down their ordered pairs. Notice what they all have in common. The first one up there is 0, 6. The second one is 0, 3. Then 0, -1, 0, -3, and 0, -5. What do they all have in common? If it is a y-intercept, x is 0. So for example 4, Marcus's y-intercept, let's find his number again, that was -4. So Marcus's y-intercept is 0, -4. And Anna's y-intercept was -2. So we would have 0, -2. For all y-intercepts, x equals 0. For all y-intercepts, x equals 0. Go ahead and write that down. All right. If you have any questions on examples 3 or examples 4, please let me know.